Okay, one of the next jobs is putting this little transmission tunnel hump bracket cover, I don't know what you want to call it, piece of sheet metal. Anyway, I've got the area all pretty much prepared, and it's just going to be a matter of, you know, joining all the dots and putting it all together. What I did do is paint the back of it blue, because obviously with the gearbox in there it's going to be a nightmare to try to get back in there and paint it all. So at least most of it's painted. I will have to do a little bit of a touch up obviously where I weld it around the edges, but that shouldn't be too bad. I can go in there with a paintbrush, you know, whatever, or a little airbrush or something. Anyway, let's get this in. We're still waiting for the end of the heater pipe, which divides into those two pipes that come up through here. We don't have that part, so we're trying to source it, and that'll just have to be put in at a later stage. No biggie, but I just want to try and get everything nipped up in here. So let's go. Let's get this thing lined up in his spot, and need two hands for it. But anyway, I'll stick you up here. Okay, so one of the things I've just done off camera was do all the grinding on all these plug welds, and man did that take a long time. Wow, because I actually had to use the normal grinding disc and then go back over it with the flap disc, just so you haven't got all this aggressive grind marks everywhere. I mean, obviously it's going to have a rubber mat over it, but you know, you want to make it look good. I've also put in that part, that's all buttoned up as well and ground back. Just didn't want to bore you with all the grinding details. And yeah, so the next part we've got to do is just repair this little patch here, that bullet hole, and that section up the top just there. We've got to add a little piece in there, and also along just there's a little piece that needs to be welded in. So they're just the little parts that I haven't done that have to be finished off. What else have we got? Oh yeah, another bit down here. There's a little piece in here that's missing, so we've got to add that little part in as well. So yeah, just all the little niggly bits. After that, then we can start putting in the window here, get that done, and then finally the roof. That'll be one of the last welding jobs. So excitement plus, we're getting close. All right, let's patch up these little spots here. We are going to get this little window patched up. Unfortunately, the sheets we've got are a little bit too narrow, so I've had to create a little patch panel, which I have done off camera, and that's that little piece here. So we're just going to get that welded in like so, and then we can put the remainder of that piece in, and that will be one of the last pieces of welding we have to do. Still got a flat back. I actually need to plug a few little holes in this still and flap both of those back, so that's why they look very rough. But yeah, once we've done that, we've got a couple of bullet holes we've got to repair, and also the back tailgate, you can see in the corner just there has a dirty great big crack in it, and a dirty great big rust hole just up there, so we've got to probably take that off and repair that, and then the roof skin's the last piece, and then it is going to be mechanical and color matching and the happy days. Let's get this window patched up. Got that tacked in, butt weld clamp, same deal. Let's keep going. Okay, so I think the day's come where we're going to tackle putting the roof skin on. This is going to be quite a tricky event, especially by yourself, but we'll see how we go. I have put a little bit of rust converter Fahrenheit on these bare metal pieces here, hence why they're all bluey black. And what else has been done? Well, obviously you guys have seen all this. This has all been flapped back and Fahrenheited as well. And I also flapped back these sections here, so they're kind of done as well. The doors do shut pretty good now. Our swage line is nice. Our tops are nice. You know, we've still got a little bit of some issues here, just with the gap there. I'm gonna have to sort that out. Look, in all, I think it's good. It's good enough for now to get the roof skin on. So the plan is I need to put a small little 90-degree bend, well, not quite 90 degree, probably 70-degree bend in the sheet, and that's going to go into the gutter in here and get welded, and then we take it over to the other side, stitch it as we go. Once we get over to there, we can lay it against that existing piece and then run the grinder straight through it, and job's done. Hopefully, all going to plan. I'm sure we'll have hiccups along the way. So, yeah, let's get this piece off. We probably need to rust convert it at some point too, because it is just bare metal and it is quite rusty now because it's been sitting up there. But let's get that down and we'll start just preparing it. This is what I've come up with so far. Didn't want to bore you with the rest of it. Put a little bit of just rust converter on that top bit because it was a bit rusty. And we've just used these little clamps here to clamp it into the gutter. And if you look inside here, I've just bent up a little flap and done my plug holes where we're going to weld it. And then basically what we'll do here is just cut this with the grinder as we're going, and then we'll just keep tacking and tacking and tacking. You just move in that direction until we get to the other side, and keep trimming the piece as we go, and then the other side we can relief cut it down to that flap and we can call it good. Pretty exciting times. All of a sudden it got very dark inside here though, I tell you. All right, let's plug away. We'll get some welds in this gutter here and then we can start moving along. Okay, I'll just show you the damage so far. A little bit tricky, but you can see just been running the grinder along there, relief cutting it and then tacking it. And you can see our profiles matching up really nicely. Done the same over to this side. That side all there's been tacked. And then as I'm coming along here, I'm just running the grinder through it and then re-chopping all this section here and then welding it. And you can see I've got the plug welds down in here. They're all done. Oh, one more to go there. But yeah, so she's getting there slowly. Real tricky. I'm just using the hoist on the other side just to get me up in the air because it's so, obviously I can't stand on it. And I've also got the porta power just bracing up that section there so we don't have that collapsing on us. And yeah, you can see I just use the hoist, climb up on that, chopping away. Let's see if we can hop up here quickly. Here we go, up on the top. So she's starting to come together. A little bit of patchy here. Got a couple of little dents and stuff, and then obviously we're just going to give this whole roof a clean and then we're just going to colour match, try and colour match it. We'll see how my artistic venues come into it. We'll see. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you guys what I'm doing to finish off this side of the roof, and it's obviously under a fair bit of tension at the moment because I've bent it over, and I've just used these clamps to hold it against the gutter so that it doesn't just go ba-doing and come flying back out. I've run a couple of tacks down this side, haven't quite done that side, but then what I've done here is I have relief cut it back, and then what I'm going to do is use the clamp. If you have a look here, I'll just rotate the clamp forward And now you can see I can actually get it so that we're matching right up there where we've got to tack weld it. Take it back and see just there. So that's our original piece of roof just here, and we're going to weld the two together. So I'm going to have to just keep buzzing it as I go along, cut the piece off, and then keep clamping it, keep welding until we end up at the ends. I mean, it looks just, I mean, I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but this was just my way of thinking. And it just means I'll get a nice, you know, get the radius all matching right through, front to back. And yeah, happy days, should be all good. So we'll just spot this now. I'll put a couple of tacks along here, and then I can keep cutting it, and then put another clamp there, bend it, and just keep working our way along. Go from there. So that part is done diddly done. We still need to just finish off all the welds, but you can see, plugged it all. Had a little bit of trouble getting this radius correct, and I did have to use the porta power on the inside with the pole just to try and get this curve right, because it is quite a complex curve. It's quite shallow here, but as it comes towards the back of the car, it changes and starts to get sharper and sharper. So a little bit of a divot here that I've got to try to push out from the other side. Yeah, all in all, it's pretty good. All we've got to do now, of course, is stitch up all the rest of the welds, because it's only, you know, just a few plugs here and there sort of thing. So a lot more flap disking back and a lot more welding, but pretty happy how it's turned out. Got a big dent right there that we've got to push out too. So we'll do that from the inside. Keep going, looking good. So pretty much I think that's going to be it for today. I've just flapped these sections off here just to run my eye along the bus to make sure everything's all hunky-dory, and we've still got a whole lot of grinding obviously to get all these welds here down flat. I want to try to get this roof flapped back, you know, like this right here, so no bog at all, because I don't really want to put any filler on the roof. I think it's just probably a good idea not to. So we'll spend a little bit more time in the sanding process, flapping them back, starting with a 40 grit, going to an 80, 120, 180, 240 with a Viber, and just get it down so that you can pretty much just put primer straight over it. So we'll see how we go. I think profile wise that is Mickey Mouse. It's beautiful, so there's no warpage because we welded along that rib, of course. Same with that. This one does have a bit of a dent right there. You can see that. I'll see if I can push that out from inside. Yeah, I think that's it for that. We got some goodies which I can show you for the build. We've got brand new shocks. We've got new, well, already in there. We've got a whole brand new wiring loom that we're going to use. We have all the felts. We've got the door mechanisms for the cargo doors. We've got door handles, not brand new, but we don't want brand new door handles anyway. Let's see, what else have we got? Brake lines, the lamp, got all the safari rubbers, another box here. We've got brand new glass for the side windows. We've got all the brake lines, windscreen wipers, fuel tank straps, and we've got all the rubbers for the sides. So really we're trying to get everything here so that we can just keep on going. All the seals for the windows. Fuel tank still needs to be, we've got to run the KBS inside it and sandblast it back and paint that grey in the factory grey colour. And then we've got brand new wheels from Wolfberg West, brand new the slotted combi rims, the appropriate tyres on those, and we also have some brand new hubcaps. Oh, there's all sorts of things in here. New starter motor, 12 volt. We've got the brakes for the rear vision mirror. Yeah, there's all sorts of parts in here, all brand new stuff. So yeah, exciting times. I think once we, bumper bar, rear bumper bar mounts as well. Obviously the front one I've got to straighten, so we'll have a bit of fun with that one. We've got a new frame, door topper frame for the driver's side, I think. Yeah, so this driver's side here is completely clapped out, so we're going to replace that top one, and we'll have a bit of fun getting this one straight, and then obviously I'll have to strip that back, get the green off it, and paint that one too. All good stuff. We've got the badge. I've got to repair the little hole in that. We've still got to put the nose cone on, so that really will be one of the final parts of the welding we've got to do down there. The safaris need to be drilled, and we've got the new hinges already put on those, but they just need to be drilled and screwed into their appropriate spots. And we've got the update on the seats. We've got the frames powder coated, and they are ready to get upholstered. So we're going to take them to an upholsterer soon. They're all really busy at the moment, I think, because of COVID. Everyone's got their projects on the go. So anyway, we're going to muck around in here too. We've still got to put these plates in for the back seat. I don't think we're putting a middle seat in it. And then obviously there's still quite a few little tiny holes here and there. You can see, if you look through, you can see little bits of sunlight popping through everywhere. So I've got to come in here with a torch and just go around with a welder and make sure we've plugged up all the little holes. But all in all, yeah, good progress. So we'll catch you in the next episode, but it's exciting times. I can see things, light at the end of the tunnel. We've got the motor for it. We haven't shown you guys the 36. We're putting an original 36 horsepower motor in, and that's a runner with all the original gear on it. So I've got that up at Oven Boy's place, and we're going to play around with that and get that fixed up too. Make it look brand new. Thanks for the new subscribers, and we'll catch you in the next episode.